And the U.S., with more than 32,000 new cases. It's still the worst-hit country overall, with more than 2 million cases. As Redmond Shannon reports tonight, the news comes as some countries show worrying signs of a second wave.
But as many countries begin to open up, the worldwide picture remains grim, with a new record of daily new cases. And many of the countries that had been doing well are now showing signs of a second wave.
The country is now seeing the highest number of new COVID-19 cases since the virus first reached American shores back in March. More than 300,000 Americans tested positive between Thursday and Saturday. With colder weather and flu season already underway, public health experts are warning it will be a tough winter.
We will defeat the virus. We will end the pandemic. And we will enter a new era of unprecedented prosperity, cooperation, and peace.
Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has documented 10 deaths resulting from police brutality during the COVID-19 containment period. The commission said 87 others were tortured during the enforcement exercise. A report dubbed Unmasking the State of Human Rights in Kenya in Containment of the COVID-19 Pandemic shows that the police topped the list of state agencies accused of violating human rights. KNCHR now wants the Inspector General of Police to investigate and publicize actions taken against individual police officers who violated human rights during this difficult period.
Thank you for joining us. So I wish it was under better terms. What's the top line here? What's it going to take to slow the spread?
Well, as you know, Lana, people have not been mitigating. They've not been wearing masks. They've not been keeping social distancing. The whole effort to combat this virus has been politicized to some degree. And as a result of that, you have people who the numbers are increasing. And particularly in the Midwest and in the Western states, the numbers are off the wall.
Well, we're all hoping that we're all rooting against the virus on this one. You did also mention, though, that there has been misinformation that has caused COVID to continue to spread. There's also been a fair amount of hubris, I think. Can you put a number on how many American deaths might have been caused because of this spread of misinformation? Or said a different way, how many American deaths might have been prevented?
The word of the Lord came to me. So I jumped up, got my notepad, and wrote it down. 9/24. This disease, called COVID-19, will be over much sooner than you think. Christian people all over this country praying have overwhelmed it.
Give our president supernatural wisdom.
The virus is airborne, meaning it can be transmitted via coughing or sneezing directly onto another person. The exact transmission methods are still unclear, though a Chinese victim spread it to 14 hospital workers while being treated.
Some coronavirus cases rising in Wisconsin.
You use the word cases. You know why there's so many cases? Because we test. Because we test more than any country in the world. Nobody tests like us. Cases. Everybody uses the word cases. Mortality, way down, way down. And a lot of those cases that you're talking about are young people, very young people.
The bottom line here, and Dr. Gottlieb said this to us on Face the Nation yesterday, at a certain point, the facts are going to overcome the politics. The question is when? He's saying it's going to be after the election, in that Thanksgiving period. Then it is really going to hit us hard, and it's going to become undeniable that we are not around the curve. In fact, it's coming at us hard.
If you go online, there's no shortage of conspiracy theories. All right, so here's one. The virus was bioengineered in a lab by scientists to be used as a weapon or a form of population control.
This is a theory former politician Bronwyn Bishop has also suggested.
It is to get rid of non-productive Chinese in the Chinese community. In the words of George Bernard Shaw, should be eliminated. So they don't have to be fed.
Roseanne Barr is calling the novel coronavirus pandemic a ploy to kill baby boomers. The images look like they came from a science fiction end of days movie, but this is real, and fringe religious leaders see this as an opportunity.
Do you think that cults are going to be using this as a recruiting tool?
Oh, absolutely.
There have been a lot of errors during the pandemic, and it's cost human lives. A lot of people have died senselessly. They don't know I'm coming today because they have told me that I have to go through them if I want to speak to any media. These are the people who are trying to create a sort of propaganda. They're putting out these briefings in the hospital and posters saying, we've had this many patients who are COVID positive and we've discharged them. But they're not showing the reality, and that's what they're fearful of. They're all just yes men to the government, and they are trying to hide the reality.
The diagnosis, the fear, my mercy is the quarantine.
President, because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass. That name gets further and further away to calling it the Chinese virus. Chinese virus. Chinese virus. Chinese virus.